This guy he's awesome. I know him well. He's very funny. Give it up for Jonathan David, everybody.
Hi. Hi. So I'm just gonna get right into it. So the other day, my friends asked me if I wanted to go skydiving. Skydiving? Hell no, I don't want to go skydiving. If you see me falling out of an airplane, you best call 911 because somebody threw my ass out. I do not exit the plane voluntarily. Skydiving. Let's talk about the name skydiving. You're not diving through the sky. You're falling into the ground. You just hope that you land soft enough that you don't die. Skydiving. You know what I think when you ask me if I want to go skydiving? I think, man, I spent my whole life trying really hard not to die. Now you want me to just go and throw it all away on a gamble. And for what? To see the Earth from really high up? Man, I got Google Earth. I've got to leave my house for that. The other thing I think when you ask me if I want to go skydiving is, pretty sure those ropes aren't going to hold my fat ass. They already made that movie. It's called Operation Dumbo Drop. I do not want to be in the sequel. You know, it's all good if you had a good childhood. You can go skydiving, you can go X Games it up. But I didn't have a great childhood. You know, I didn't have the great start to life. You know, I'm still waiting for the good part. You know, I had a rough childhood. I did. My childhood was so rough that when I took a walk down memory lane, I got mugged. It's a rough neighborhood. You know, but it gives you perspective on life. You know, I don't complain about things a lot because I've had it worse. I know better. Not like these jerks going on the internet saying that some movie reboot has ruined their childhood. A movie? A movie ruined your childhood? My parents ruined my childhood. The old-fashioned way. Freaking jealous your child was so great it could be ruined by a black Spider-Man. It's amazing. Precious little unicorns. Oh man. You know, the reason my childhood was messed up is because for most of my childhood, my dad was addicted to cocaine. Here's the thing though, my dad is also deaf. He can't hear. Right? Whenever I tell people that, they're always saying the same stupid thing. They're like, what? Deaf people don't do cocaine? And I'm like, that's racist. Against deaf people and cokeheads. That's a twofer. That's a twofer. And they always say the same stupid thing. They're always like, what? Deaf people aren't a race? That's exactly what a racist would say. Racist! Gotcha. Yeah. My dad did do a lot of cocaine though. He'd do so much cocaine that he'd get paranoid. He'd get like really paranoid sometimes. And he'd turn to me, he'd be like, did you hear that? And I'm like, did you? Apparently you do enough cocaine, you cure anything. That's just science. That's just science. I'm a nerd, I would know. Oh man. My dad was a different kind of dad, you know. My dad was all like those X-ray glasses you bought when you were a kid, because he didn't work either. Boy, was my dad cheap. He was a cheap bastard. Even after you cleaned up, he was cheap. My dad was so cheap, he once had sex with his wallet just so he could come into some money. He was cheap! My dad was a good guy, though. He was. I'm being hard on him. My dad was just a different kind of dad. You know, he was a funny guy. You don't understand it. Like, I remember the first time I realized that my family was different from everybody else's families. I was 12 years old. I was in the 7th grade, and I was getting off the school bus with my friends, right? And one of my friends goes, "Hey, Jonathan, isn't that your dad jogging up the hill?" Sure enough, it was my dad jogging up the hill. And here's the thing: my dad doesn't even look like other people's dads. My dad looks like he always just escaped from prison. Like he was jogging, but he was also smoking a cigarette. Going from them smog jogs, you know? It's my dad, he sees me and he sees the other kids, right? But he doesn't look at the other kids, he just locks eyes with me. And he gives me this freaking mean mug, you know, just like, And as he's passing me, he raises his fist up to me. And then he flips me the bird and he says, "Fuck you!" And then he laughed right in my face. He was like, and then he just kept jogging. And my friends had lost their freaking minds. They were like, oh my God, are you in trouble? And I was like, no, you mean your dad doesn't flip you off too? I thought everybody's dad did that. In my family, flipping something to the bird isn't a big deal. It's a lot like saying aloha. It means hello and goodbye. See you later, Dad. My whole life has been a joke. You don't believe me? My ex-girlfriend is married to my other ex-girlfriend. That's not a joke, that's just a fact about me. I thought they said let's be friends. You know, they said lesbians. I don't listen. They were right. I don't listen. Ridiculous. You know? Two of my ex-girlfriends are lesbians. You know, it's like the old saying goes, once you go Jonathan, you're a lesbian. The other day, one of my friends asked me if I wanted to be an LGBTQ ally. And I decided to humor her. I was like, sure, what's that? And she was like, oh, that's a friend to gay people. And I was like, man, I'm way better than a friend to gay people. I actually make gay people. I'm doing my part to bridge the gap. That's right. Oh, man. I saw one of my ex-girlfriends the other day. You know what she said to me? Fuck you. Apparently she's been talking to my dad. All right, thank you. Nice job today. You guys did fantastic.